Have you ever felt it? That profound yearning deep within, a quiet dissatisfaction with the endless chase of the outer world. A hunger for truth that resonates beyond fleeting pleasures? Perhaps you've explored different avenues, searching for a key to unlock deeper awareness, for signs of spiritual awakening. Some speak of plants that open the mind, others whisper of substances that cloud it. But in the ancient, profound wisdom of the Shaolin teachings, we ask a different, more piercing question: is your mind truly free? Or has it become dependent on the very tool you believed would liberate it? Welcome, seekers of truth and genuine freedom, to Pure Mind Think. I am your name, and today, we are delving into a conversation many avoid, a truth often masked by convenience and comfort. This is the final lesson, perhaps the last video you may ever need to watch, on the intricate, often misunderstood, connection between certain substances, specifically cannabis, and your true spiritual journey. This isn't born of judgment or condemnation. It's born of awareness, of clarity, and of a deep commitment to genuine liberation. If you truly seek truth, you must be willing to go beyond mere pleasure and bravely face the mirror with unwavering stillness. Get ready, because the path to real freedom lies not in what you consume, but in what you cultivate. And before we unravel these vital truths, if you're new here, welcome. If you're a faithful listener, your presence is a blessing. Don't let this moment pass. Hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and join our growing community committed to authentic awakening. Let's journey inward together. There is a pivotal moment in every earnest seeker's journey, when the rigid boundary between the physical and the spiritual begins to dissolve, to blur into a seamless continuum. In this profound moment of longing, we begin searching for something, anything that promises to lift the veil, even if just for a fleeting while. Many, perhaps even you, turn to substances like cannabis, genuinely believing it to be a key, a spiritual catalyst that opens mystical doors to deeper awareness, to altered states of consciousness, to something undeniably higher. They speak of feeling more connected to the universe, more alive, more at peace. And for a time, in that initial honeymoon phase, this may indeed seem true. The plant, undeniably, shifts perception, loosens mental rigidity, and can, for a brief period, reveal patterns otherwise obscured by the relentless noise of everyday thought. It can offer a glimpse, a tantalizing peek beyond the ordinary. But here, my friend, lies the insidious danger, the silent trap. For in chasing the sensation of expansion, that fleeting feeling of spiritual elevation, we often inadvertently lose the rigorous discipline, the unwavering effort, and the conscious embodiment required to truly integrate and live that expansion. The Shaolin path does not dismiss the experience itself, but it relentlessly questions its roots. If your profound peace, your moments of insight, your sense of connection, come only when smoke fills your lungs, is it truly peace at all? Or is it a carefully crafted dependency, cunningly disguised as enlightenment? Is your peace a borrowed light, or an internal flame? True, authentic spiritual expansion is not a temporary sensation, a fleeting high that vanishes when the substance wears off. It is a permanent, irreversible widening of consciousness, a fundamental shift in your being. And this profound, lasting transformation cannot be granted by any external source. No matter how ancient or seemingly sacred that plant may be, the external substance, at best, acts as a reminder, a temporary signpost that the outer ritual must always reflect the inner stillness. It's like using a telescope to see the stars. The telescope helps you see, but the stars are always there, whether you have the telescope or not. The spiritual goal is to see the stars with your naked eye. When we begin to rely on a substance to feel deep or spiritual, we are unknowingly building our sacred temple on shifting sand. We are feeding the dangerous illusion that something outside of us, something external and consumable, can truly lead us inside, to our core essence. And this illusion, while often pleasant and comforting in the short term, inevitably becomes a suffocating trap. Think of it: expansion without conscious control is no different from chaos. Like a majestic river that overflows its banks, what was once a life-giving source of nourishment and beauty becomes a destructive flood, engulfing everything in its path. A beautiful balloon may rise high when filled with gas, soaring towards the heavens. But if it is untethered, if it lacks a guiding hand, it will simply drift aimlessly wherever the wind takes it. There is no direction, no anchor, no true mastery. The mind, too, can expand without purpose, without intention, without conscious guidance. But this is not freedom. This is fragmentation, a scattering of your precious awareness, leaving you more lost than found. In Shaolin philosophy, mastery is not about simply feeling more, or feeling anything at all. It is about profound understanding. It's not about flying into the sky in a temporary trance, but about learning how to walk the earth with unparalleled wisdom, with every step grounded in presence. And wisdom, unlike fleeting euphoria, is silent. It does not shout for attention. It does not rush you. It waits patiently for you in the profound stillness, in the quiet clarity that remains after the high has inevitably passed, after the sensation has dissolved. The real question then, the only question that truly matters on this path, is not, did it open your mind? But rather, can your mind stay open when nothing is externally enhancing it? For that, my friend, is where the true, authentic path begins. Not in the fleeting moment of elevation, but in the enduring stillness that follows it, the stillness you cultivate within yourself. In a world addicted to constant motion, to incessant distraction, to instant gratification, the rarest and most challenging discipline is stillness. And yet, this profound stillness is the very heart of authentic spiritual cultivation. Many seekers, understandably, turn to substances, because they believe it slows the racing thoughts, softens the sharp edges of overwhelming emotion, and quiets the relentless inner noise. But make no mistake, stillness is not slowness. It is not a reduction of speed, but a magnificent refinement of awareness. To be truly still is not to become dull or numb, but to become exquisitely, fully alive in the present moment. The Shaolin monk does not seek numbness or escape. He seeks to feel with such piercing clarity that even the gentle wind brushing across his skin becomes a profound teaching, a moment of deep connection. True stillness, the kind that anchors your soul, is earned, not consumed. It is painstakingly cultivated breath by breath, posture by posture, over days, weeks, months, and even years of intentional, disciplined practice. It cannot be rolled up or inhaled. It cannot be summoned with smoke. It arises organically from the inside, like a powerful flame that grows warmer, more radiant, the more you simply sit in silence with it, observing its essence. But when stillness is chased through external means, it immediately loses its purity. It becomes conditional. It becomes dependent. A tranquilized mind is fundamentally not the same as a truly trained one. One is temporarily subdued, chemically quieted. The other has been sharpened, refined, and strengthened through consistent, disciplined effort. In the Shaolin tradition, the warrior trains not to escape his emotions or run from discomfort, but to see through them, to sit in the crucible of discomfort without flinching, to hear the clamor and chaos inside and yet remain utterly undisturbed. The peace born of substance, however, is a fragile facade. It does not survive when real conflict arises, when true pressure descends. And this, my friend, is the ultimate test. Can your peace remain when the world does not support it? Or does it crumble the very moment life becomes sharp again? When challenges inevitably return, stillness born of consistent, intentional practice survives the storm, for it is rooted in your being. Stillness born of substance cannot even stand before a gentle breeze, for it is an illusion. We often confuse temporary relief with true inner mastery. But the monk, the true seeker, knows this profound truth. If your tool controls your state of being, then your stillness is not truly yours. It is borrowed. The crucial difference between using a crutch and walking freely lies not in the motion, but in the underlying dependence. If you need something outside yourself, anything, whether it's a substance, a specific comfort, or even a continuous stream of entertainment to feel grounded, then you are not truly grounded. You are attached, and attachment, even to the feeling of peace, is still a form of spiritual bondage. The path to true, unshakable tranquility is often uncomfortable. It demands that you bravely sit with the parts of yourself you'd rather escape, your fears, your anxieties, your unprocessed pain. It asks you to breathe through urges instead of immediately feeding them. It asks you to observe your thoughts, calmly, dispassionately. instead of desperately trying to silence them. The real stillness, the kind that profoundly transforms your entire life, is not found through deceptive shortcuts. It is found through steady presence, through the relentless discipline of returning to yourself. Especially when every fiber of your being screams to run away. It's the quiet courage to face your own inner landscape, no matter how turbulent it may seem. The power of any tool, including a seemingly sacred plant, lies not in the tool itself, but in the hand that uses it, and more deeply, in the conscious mind behind that hand. A simple flame can illuminate a treacherous path, guiding you to safety, or it can tragically burn down an entire home. A sharp knife can meticulously prepare a nourishing meal, sustaining life, or it can cause terrible destruction. The object itself does not determine the outcome. Intention does. It is the invisible force that directs every action. So when someone turns to a substance in pursuit of spiritual insight, we must ask not what they are doing, but, from what intention does this arise within the temple of their being? In the Shaolin temple, every gesture, every movement has profound meaning. Every step is mindful. Even the precise way tea is poured reflects the profound state of one's awareness and presence. Why, then, would the use of any substance, particularly one that alters consciousness, be exempt from such rigorous scrutiny? If the motivation is truly sacred, rooted in profound humility, honest self-reflection, and reverent ritual, then perhaps it becomes a doorway, a temporary opening. But when the use becomes unconscious, habitual, or subtly rooted in escapism, the doorway quickly becomes a formidable wall, and the genuine elevation you seek becomes a deeper form of self-imprisonment. The delicate line between medicine and poison is always determined by dosage. And, most critically, by intention. This is why the Shaolin Way emphasizes how we do things, not just what we do. It is never about blind rejection or blind acceptance, but about conscious, deeply engaged interaction. In ancient traditions, many plants, some of them psychoactive, were used sparingly, often under the strict guidance of a wise teacher, within a sacred ritual that was designed to heighten awareness, not dull it. The plant was a mirror, reflecting inner truths, not a mask to hide behind. But today, that sacred context is tragically lost. What was once ceremonial becomes casual. What was once a mindful encounter becomes a daily, unconscious habit. And when frequency increases, sensitivity inevitably decreases. When you reach for something too often, you become numb to its true lessons, numb to its original power. The fire that once revealed profound insights now becomes a smoke that clouds your vision. The mind begins to subtly believe it needs a substance in order to feel connected, or focused, or calm. And with that insidious dependency, a dangerous spiritual erosion begins. When we use a substance to deepen our meditation, or feel more in tune with the universe, we must honestly ask ourselves, would I still pursue these practices without it? Am I truly using this plant to assist my path, or has it become the path itself? A substitute for authentic effort? Intention is not about the story you tell others. It's about the raw, uncomfortable truth you sit with when no one is watching. It is the quiet honesty behind the ritual, the true motive of your heart. If you light up in solitude, genuinely seeking clarity, but then feel profound resistance to finding that same clarity in silence without it, then your elevation is borrowed. It is not truly yours. And what is borrowed, my friend, must always, inevitably, be returned. The plant may open a window, offering a tantalizing glimpse of light. But if you never learn to walk through that window on your own, if you never train your legs to carry you across that threshold, then you are merely watching the light from the inside, always dependent on the next inhale to return. You are never truly stepping into the light, never fully embodying it. Intention is the profound bridge between a fleeting experience and true, lasting transformation. It is what elevates a mere action into a sacred offering, a passing moment into a profound lesson, and a simple choice into a powerful mirror that reflects your readiness to walk forward, unbound, untethered. The journey inward, the path of authentic spiritual awakening, is not a smooth road paved with comfort. It is a rugged, uneven, often thorny path that requires unwavering presence with every single step. Many who seek spiritual awakening do so Because they are profoundly tired of pain, of chaos, of confusion. They desperately desire peace. They long for true calm. And so they turn to what offers it. Sometimes that is genuine meditation. But often, it becomes something like cannabis. Because it offers a kind of calm without requiring true confrontation with the self. But true peace is not the absence of discomfort. It is the mastery of it. At the Shaolin Temple, we do not run from resistance. We train within it. The warrior does not avoid the weight of the sword simply because it is heavy. He lifts it daily, patiently, consistently, until its immense weight no longer burdens him. Likewise, the mind must learn to stand firmly in the storm. Not seek temporary shelter in fleeting illusion. What many call spiritual elevation is often just avoidance. Dressed in mystical language, to light up and feel relaxed? That is the shortcut. But to sit with your raw, agitated mind, to breathe, fully present, without any external distraction? That is the real work. That is the sacred temple within you. Friction is the divine fire that meticulously burns away illusion. It is what mercilessly exposes the parts of us still clinging to fear, to control, to unprocessed pain. And growth, real, deep, soul-level growth, absolutely requires this friction. Without it, there is no true transformation, just comfortable stagnation. You cannot sharpen a blade with silk. You cannot forge strength in softness. This is why Shaolin monks practice long sits in silence, endure fasts, and embrace physical discipline not for suffering's sake, but because friction is the crucible of transformation. When you always reach for something to numb or soften the moment, you are inadvertently interrupting the very process that leads to genuine liberation. You are placing a temporary cushion over the thorn, instead of learning how to walk barefoot. With profound awareness, moving through life unburdened. Pain is not the enemy on the spiritual path. It is the profound teacher. Discomfort has never been comfortable, and it was never meant to be. The one who seeks only pleasant experiences will never find true awakening, because awakening is not an escape from life. It is a piercing, radical clarity within life. When you can sit with anxiety and watch it rise and fall, like a wave on an endless ocean. When you can observe fear as if it were simply wind passing through your chest. When you can look at craving without impulsively feeding it. Only then are you beginning to step into true freedom, into genuine mastery. Cannabis may offer temporary comfort, a fleeting sense of release. But it cannot teach you to endure. It cannot replace the silent, profound breakthroughs that come only when you sit in the fire of your own discomfort without reaching for an external release. And every single time you bypass that fire, you postpone the very strength that is trying to emerge, to blossom, from deep within you. One of the most subtle, yet undeniably powerful, obstacles on the path of inner mastery is dependency. The quiet, almost invisible threat that insidiously ties your well-being, your peace, your clarity, to something external. At first, it seems harmless. A little ritual here, a small indulgence there, a gentle assist. But slowly, what was once optional becomes necessary. And what was once a mere tool subtly becomes a master. A quiet ruler over your state of being. In Shaolin philosophy, this form of bondage is considered even more dangerous than visible chains. Because it does not scream. Dependency doesn't always appear as a dramatic addiction. It often cleverly hides behind seemingly innocent words. It helps me focus. It calms my nerves. I can't meditate without it. But when you need something outside of yourself to feel whole, then true wholeness has not yet been realized. It has been outsourced. A substance, like any powerful tool, must be used with deep awareness, with a profound understanding of its true role. But the moment you find yourself reaching for it, without conscious thinking, or feeling significant discomfort without it, that is when the line has already been crossed. The Shaolin monk does not reject the world or its offerings. He studies his relationship to it. He watches how desires arise, how subtle grooves shape his habits, how attachments are formed. You do not possess it, it possesses you. It could be a substance. It could be comfort. It could even be your spiritual practices. If done without presence and attachment to outcomes. Dependency is not limited to obvious addictions. It is the invisible grip of anything that interrupts your fundamental freedom of choice. Even the desire to feel peaceful all the time can become a subtle trap when it prevents you from courageously confronting what truly needs to be felt, experienced, and processed within yourself.